Well, hey everyone, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It is great to be with you on Inspirations for Your Life on another great episode, our last episode, ladies and gentlemen, for the year. So I'm really excited. I got to put my hat on there. And hopefully, you guys have done prep like I have to get ready for 2025. I wanted to get this out to you because it's really important that we prepare before 2025. I think that's really essential. And so, as we stand on the brink of 2025, it's time to reflect on the past year and set the stage for extraordinary new ones days. Uh, Tonight, as the clock strikes midnight, um, you have the opportunity to leave behind what no longer serves you and step boldly into a future filled with potential. I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. I'm not only a podcast coach, but a podcast host. And this New Year's Eve episode is your guide to kick off and start the year with purpose, passion, and a clear roadmap for success. So let's dive into this together, shall we? The strategies that are going to make 2025 your best year ever. And you know what our master topic is for the week, don't you? Sure you do, but I'm going to tell you what it is anyway. The master topic for the week, ladies and gentlemen, is from reflection to mastery, building momentum for a bold 2025. Incidentally, we're in series four. The new year is less than several hours away. Really interesting there. But what I want to tell you about is today's or tonight's episode is about something pretty amazing. And that topic, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the topic? I know you are. All right. So tonight's topic for series four, it is our show one, in case you are wondering. It's a really good topic. Is everybody ready to hear it? I'm ready to share it with you. This topic tonight is accelerate your achievements, launching into 2025 with purpose and momentum. We're on series four, and this is show one, and this is episode, ladies and gentlemen, number four. So, welcome everyone. I'm so glad that you decided to join me. It is great to be here with you. So, the first thing we want to do when we think about the new year is to reflect and reset. As the year ends, it's essential to take a moment to reflect on your journey. Consider the highs and the lows, the wins and the lessons, and how they shaped you. What worked well for you in 2024, what could have been better. This reflection isn't about regret, ladies and gentlemen, but about gaining clarity on what truly drives your success. Use these insights, ladies and gentlemen, to reset your mindset and to chart a course that aligns with your goals for 2025. Now, one of the things I did was I came up with a calendar I'm still working on. It'll be done tomorrow morning. But since January 1st is a day that we kind of, take it easy, but I'm still doing some things on the calendar, like Da Vinci practice trainings every day to get better at one of my promises, which is to get really good at visual effects in Da Vinci Resolve Fusion. So, having that plan is really important. Number two, I've talked about this so many times, the power of small wins. Major accomplishments are built on the foundation of small, consistent wins. Break your larger promises or goals into manageable steps and start achieving them early in the new year. Each small victory provides a surge of confidence and, ladies and gentlemen, of momentum that raises the dopamine to provide that steady effort, and that leads to significant results. Celebrate these incremental successes because they create the motivation needed to tackle bigger challenges ahead. Now, I have a new regimen that I've added to my routine starting just yesterday, and I'm going to continue it through 2025. And that is impossible good things manifest for me. So when we start believing that, there's good and that the impossible can manifest, it will. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, but it's a mindset, it's a belief, it's a shift. Okay. Number three, ladies and gentlemen, leverage fresh starts. New Year's Eve offers a unique chance to really springboard yourself, to hit that reset button. The symbolic power of a fresh start can reignite your passion and determination. Take advantage of this clean slate to revisit forgotten dreams, set new priorities, and redefine what success looks like for you. Every day in 2025 can be a new beginning if you choose to see it that way. All right. Number four, ladies and gentlemen, build a roadmap for excellence. So that's kind of what I'm doing when I created like this plan of what I want in 2025 to happen, from the smallest things to the biggest things. And then I'm putting together a calendar that I'm basically doing in Excel, and it's all graphical to help me see different color codes and stuff like that to help me easily see. And then I can reference my details to see where I want to go from there, right? So if the calendar is like sparse, I can just go into the details to hone in more. So great achievements don't happen without direction, just like getting in your car with GPS. You can't just say go somewhere, right? How's it going to go anywhere? Crafting a clear, actionable plan for 2025 that breaks down your promises or goals into specific milestones is key. Use timelines and checkpoints to measure progress and make adjustments as needed. A well thought out roadmap keeps you on track and prevents overwhelming you by showing you exactly where you are and what's next on your journey. I like to call this taking our temperature, right? We need to take our temperature. This is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. And we have to take it often. And we have to know what the benchmarks are. Like, where are we right now? If it's a financial goal, then we have zero and we want to get to a million. Like, what do we have to do? Right. And we have to celebrate those small milestones, as I was saying to you guys, really empowering you. And so, flexibility, ladies and gentlemen, is your superpower. Okay. It's your superpower, staying adaptable, embracing the changes, right, that come your way as the opportunities grow, seeking out new tools, methods, or skills that can elevate your personal and your professional life. Innovation often comes from being willing to thinking differently, experiment and learn from both successes and failures. As I said, flexibility is your superpower. Einstein said something really smart many years ago. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So if you're doing the same thing over and over again and you expect different results, well, that's insanity. So we always have to change something, one factor, two factors, three factors. We have to change something so that it's different. And then we can expect different results, right? This is really key, ladies and gentlemen. Number six, cultivate momentum early. The first few weeks of the year set the tone for the months ahead. Start strong by building routines and habits that align with your promises or your goals. Establish early momentum creates a ripple effect. This is why I started early today. I'm not done, but I'm 80% done with my plan for 2025. And I might tweak it and play with it as we move along, making it easier to maintain progress throughout the year. Take deliberate, impactful action steps, and you'll be amazed at how far you've come by mid year. But you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent, ladies and gentlemen. You can't just do something because you think it's the right thing to do. You have to have a plan. If you have failed to plan, well, ladies and gentlemen, you've planned to fail. I'm sorry to say that. Network for success. Success is often a team effort, and your network plays a very, very crucial role. All right, very, very crucial role. I think it's important to understand this. And I think if you understand that it starts with everything, it starts with who you are as a person, all right? That is the most important thing, all right? The most important thing. That is the most important thing. And I think for whatever reason, people don't understand what networking for success means. It's a team effort, and your network plays that crucial role. Build and nurture your relationships and your teams with people who inspire you, motivate and challenge you. Seek out mentors, join like minded communities, and collaborate with others who share your vision. The right connections can empower, provide guidance, and give you the opportunities and the support needed to accelerate your path to success. Now, this isn't going to happen by you just wishing it, okay? Your mindset is going to make you open to things, okay? But it's not going to do it for you. That is probably the most important thing for you to all understand here tonight. Number eight, celebrate forward progress. While it's important to stay focused on your goals, don't forget to celebrate the journey. Acknowledge your efforts and progress along the way, no matter how small. These moments of celebration reinforce a positive mindset and keep you motivated for the next step. Remember, success is a series of progress points, not just destinations. And we need to celebrate these steps that we reach in our lives. Maybe it's not the step we wanted, but we're at a step. And you might say, well, John, I don't want to celebrate it because it doesn't feel like much of anything. Hey, it's still more than what you had, right? You were nowhere before, and now you're a lot better. And so as the year draws to a close, my question for all of you is to right now reflect. Reflect on how the year went for you. What did it mean? What did it do for you? What went well for you this year? What didn't go so well for you? What lessons did you learn this year? So, what I want everyone to do, either tonight or tomorrow, you can just write a whole bunch of things down in Word or whatnot, or on a piece of paper, and write down your promises or goals by. I want you to start out by your daily goals, your weekly goals, and then your monthly goals. You can do quarterly goals if you want, and then your yearly goals. So, what's going to happen is you're going to be doing things to get you closer to those other goals. So, a daily goal is pretty easy. Like one of mine was reaching out to different types of prospects that I wanted. One of them, as you know, was spending about a half hour to an hour every day on DaVinci Resolve and learning different effects, right? In just doing this starting about a month ago, I've gotten pretty good. I've been able to not only do some amazing effects, but now I can work with masks, which I never could do before. I was always good at video editing and production and stuff, but I never was really good at creating my own effects. I would use other people's effects that are built into the software library. Well, now I create my own effects. That's everything from, let's say screen wipes to 360s to write-ons to write-offs. And so you might say, gee, John, what does that do for me? Well, just being able to do one new thing a day makes me feel great. So one thing I did when I was studying is I took my phone and I took a picture of the screen. There's something called the DaVinci Fusion screen, which is like a flow chart screen. And so there's different nodes, not getting into how to do that right now. But so I took a picture of it and then I reflected back on my phone. So when I wanted to do it again, so that I didn't have to go through the training and rewatching it, I went through and I said, gee, what is it that I want to achieve? So does that make sense? Hopefully it does to you. And I think the most important thing. So, like I said, so I was looking here at my picture. I'm just going to one of my pictures right now, and the iPhone changed how all the pictures are done, by the way. So I'm going to one of my pictures that I took of my screen, and on my screen I took this picture. And it basically has, you probably can't see it from this picture here, but it's like some nodes. And so for those of you that are listening, so we started with something called the media in, and then there's different nodes. So one thing you have to do is you have to know how to connect these and in what order. And so I think a lot of people don't realize that, you know, when you could do something like that. And then you know what I did? I went back to it again. I didn't do another lesson. I made sure I could do that at least 2 more times before now I'm going to move on to another lesson tomorrow. I still practiced, but I didn't try to learn something new. Now, you might say, gee, John, what's the big deal about putting a title on the screen and wiping it? Well, typically you can move a title on the screen and you can set its offset, you can move it off screen, and you can use keyframes and stuff like that. But what I learned to do was to create a mask. So the mask actually would define where the letters are. And then it would, as the mask closes, it would just get rid of the letters. I also then learned how to combine that with like the box and so doing that kind of animation, still using keyframes, but every day just getting more confident in what I'm doing. So you might say, John, what does this do? Well, it makes me a lot more confident as a video producer and a content creator. It's something that I believe in quite a bit. And so whether you're trying to do video, whether you're trying to be a writer like I like to write, whether you're trying to do anything, maybe it's learning a new language, that's the most important thing. And I think when you know what it is you want, right? You have to understand that you've got to take steps. One of the best ways I can share this with you is being a Pisces, I love water. But when I was probably in my single digits, I did not know how to swim. My parents didn't have a pool yet. I went to a like a summer camp, and they would always tell you to jump in the water and swim out to the dock, and then the dock go to the shore. I mean, when I was in a lower grade of summer camp, they had us just in the water and we kind of bathed and stuff like that, going back and forth, but we really didn't do much. So I remember jumping in the water and always wanting to stay close to the dock because I really couldn't swim that well. And so when I swam, it was more like doggy paddle and treading water and stuff like that. So after this went on and I had complained, and my parents learned that I really couldn't swim, a couple things happened. Well, one, the concept of me not being able to swim was an excuse for them not to get a swimming pool. When I learned how to swim, well, that was the time that they would then put a swimming pool in because they'd feel comfortable about having one. So they hired the two best lifeguards that we had at our Bay Beach. One was at Bay Beach, another was at the ocean. And one guy's name was Doug, and another lady who also taught me. Her name was her name. I remember her name. Was it Becky? Becky. And so what they did is they paid for private lessons with me and these two instructors. So I think it was Becky I had on Monday, and no, Tuesday and Thursday I had Doug, and Monday and Wednesday. And I think it's important that you understand that, I didn't know how to swim. So they started with baby steps with me. Those were steps like, just being able to, stand in the water and do nothing more than get the water up to basically about my waist. Okay, maybe a little bit higher, maybe about here. And so then up to my chest. And so I got to the point where it was not quite to my head, but just about here. And then they would have me basically look into the water, put my ear to the water, turn it, blow bubbles, turn it, blow bubbles, then turn to the other side, blow bubbles, right? Back. So up, blow bubbles, other side, blow bubbles, back. And then after I learned how to breathe, it was really pretty cool. All right. The thing that was cool about this is that when I learned how to breathe, now they could teach me other strokes like, the crawl, right? And as you crawl, so you can't be swimming like this with your head up. You've got to breathe. So it's down, blow bubbles, up, blow bubbles, and just crawling and cupping your hands. So getting comfortable. I remember also learning the breaststroke. So the breaststroke was something, first of all, I was fearful about going underwater, but then it just became something that I enjoyed. Being able to go underwater, hold my breath, it just became like a challenge and I enjoyed it. So the more that I got comfortable with swimming, um, the more on my own, the more that I could then, when I was in a class, jump off the dock, swim over to basically from the dock to the float, then the float to the shore. And that was an accomplishment. And so you might think, well, what's the big deal about swimming? Well, it wasn't the whole thing that it was swimming. It was the fact that I learned how to do something, even with some help. Now, you should never have to worry about doing this on your own because in the world, you need people to help you come to your dreams. I think that's a really important point for everyone. And so as we get ready to launch into 2025, what is it you want to do next year? Do you want to make $1 million? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to find a significant other? What is it you want in your life? Do you want to go back to school? Like I'm going back for my master's. Do you want to get another degree? What is it you want? And you have to then realize another thing. You go for that. All right. And you have to be committed to doing those actions. Even if people around you are like, oh, yeah, you should never do that. First of all, if those people are going to keep those attitudes, you want to get rid of those people from your life because negative attitudes are going to, let's say, transfer off to you. And you don't need negative energy, right? We've learned that before. So as we're getting ready, I want you to write down in detail. It could be something simple like, Each day I get up, I want to be a better reader. Each day I get up and I read 2 chapters. I mean, I'm just making this up, right? Maybe your passion was to read your first book. Maybe you haven't read in a while, other than school, so you want to get back into reading. So that's a great thing to do, right? So we talk about our daily goals. So our daily goals or promises have to align with other goals. One of my goals is to get on Good Morning America and Good Day New York. And so I'm working on things to try to make that happen. It doesn't happen overnight. But when you're focused on these things and you notice certain things, it allows you to gravitate toward them. Does that make sense? So you can take, there's a couple sites out there I can give you. One is a free site you can go to. I think it's called like print my, I'll give you the exact site you guys can go to. Print my calendar. It's like a free, it's like a free, it's like a free calendar site. It's called Print a Calendar. Sorry. So print-a-calendar.com. So you can do a free printable 12-month calendar, free one-page 2025 calendar. And so you can do all this for free. So you might wonder, well, what's the catch and why is it free? So right now it's free. You can customize the calendar. It's a free site. You can do an Excel calendar. So you can take the calendar, put it into Excel if you wanted. You can even do it, and it even has an Espanol. So again, it's print dash a, so the letter, so print-a-calendar.com. And so that's one good thing. If you can create a calendar and if you could put on there, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're trying to lose weight. And so the first thing you might do is, let's say, log your breakfast. Okay. After you've eaten, you logged your breakfast. After you've logged your breakfast, maybe you're going to take a 30-minute walk on Tuesday and Thursday. I'm just giving you some ideas. All right. It could be anything you want, but the whole idea is you've got to fall into a system. Once a system gets built, it becomes second nature, which is a habit, right? And so it's like autonomous. Like we don't even have to think about it anymore. And so we don't have to think about it anymore. It becomes pretty amazing and pretty powerful. This is what I have to tell you. But most people think that you're just going to think about something and it's going to happen. Now, I'm not saying to not think about something, but when you choose to think about something, you become more aware of things in your life. All right. And this phrase that I was sharing with you is a really good one. And that is, and I'll repeat it for you guys, um, impossible good things always happen to me. Because if things are impossible, you always believe they're not going to happen. So, impossible good things manifest in my life, or just impossible good things manifest for me. Something like that can work. And so, when you have the mindset, now you can't just do this one day and then if it doesn't work, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? You can't do anything about it. You have to do this on a consistent basis. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys know this, but we are now in our fourth season. In another, basically, we're on our fourth year pretty much. You're starting January and 2025. And 2025 for me is exciting because every year I feel like I get more prepared about how to be better in the year. Now, so the 30th, 31st, and the 1st are very important times for me because I want to make sure that I have my plan ready for the year. Now, you can always change your plan. All right. But the key is that you've got to have a plan. Remember, I said this, ladies and gentlemen, if you fail to plan, you have planned to fail. So you've got time. You don't have to have everything all done before by the time the clock strikes midnight tonight. You don't have to put that kind of pressure on yourself. But you should have been thinking about it already, as I've been mentioning to you with the beginning of this Saturday. And I had started my ideas. So you can just write them out. Then you get more detail. Then you can break them down just to give you maybe some idea about how this works. So you typically will put down your goals, or I like to call them my promises, okay? Because I always believe promises happen and goals don't always happen. I broke it down into personal goals. Then I broke it down into the goals for each company that I own. I own a few companies. And then, for example, in my personal goal, one of them I put down was become proficient in DaVinci Resolve and complete at least 5 polished projects. And so that was really important to me. And so, doing that is important. But I know that it's more than just that. I know it's a big part of that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity to wish you and your family a very happy, a very healthy, a very prosperous, a very amazing 2025, the best ever. But it's not going to be anything for anyone, especially you, if you do not take this time and plan to start doing something with your life. Because the hours, the days, and the months will just roll by. And if you choose to not do anything, well, life is going to just be exactly where you are. And you will have, yes, the definition of insanity, the same thing over and over and again. Ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It is such a privilege, such a pleasure, such an honor to be with you on New Year's Eve. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, do not drink and drive. If you are drinking, make sure you have a safe person with you taking care of things so that you can enjoy. But don't drink and drive. You can be a lot more fun sober. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I hope that 2025 is the best year for you ever. Take care, everyone.